Okay. So when last we left off, we actually managed to get a nice little cliffhanger out of going into the back room of a, shall we say, magic obsessed, mysticist obsessed individual. May or may not be a curse. Let's go find out. See how far we get today without my ribs murdering me. Been a bit on and off of it. Oh, I forgot about the hat. Right. So, Kim's over there.
You see a set of tattered curtains blocking the way to another room. A strange cage-like trinket dangles from the curtains.
Yeet. Oh.
You see a dimly lit room full of dusty furniture and trash. A doorway stands in the back, covered in dozens of scary little Seminese wards. Your shadow looming over it like an omen.
Oh! A small terrified "Oh!" escapes from the plaisance? Sorry. As she tries her best to look away, her own face buried in her hands. So she doesn't come in here anymore. Hi! Kim is not afraid of this shit. Ghostly silhouettes of hairdryers. A vaguely androgynous portrait of a man. Looks like Goulian Demillion, that hair poster.
A heavy door with a missing handle stands before you, covered in dozens, if not hundreds, of Seminese trinkets and charms. It appears to be locked.
We shall not the door.
Only an echo. No one is there.
Okay, cool.
A hollowed-out, dark echo.
Thank you, perception. We shall unlock
After
the door.
exerting some force, you manage to turn the key. It's eerily silent. The door slides slightly open, letting a draft of cold air into the room.
We shall go first. For we are less valuable, because Kim has a memory, we don't. Kinda know. Okay, so Trent Allen.
What is this place?
The lieutenant stares at the dusty training equipment. Well, looks like a gym to me.
Yes, but no one's been here in ages.
He draws a stripe on the dusty floor of his foot.
I doubt the electricity still works. Good thing we have a flashlight on us. Don't forget to take it out of your bag before we move on.
Some specks of dust shimmer in a faint beam of daylight falling from the window. Other than that, the room is dark. An eerie feeling rises in your chest.
What if there's a reason no one's been here in ages?
Yes, because it's closed. No need to look for supernatural explanations where a banal one will do. Now let's move on, shall we?
No fun. Right. So first and indeed foremost, we shall flashlight. My God. Do I have better shoes? No. Fake. Okay. That is a pretty hand holding. So, punch bag. Sand is dripping from a punch bag. Stairs or stairs? Hello. Smells like leather and sweat. Don't know what to do with that. This portrait says citrus, fortis. The rest is worn off. Worn out wall bars. They look unsafe.
A barbell lies on the floor. The color has worn off its weight plates. It's 60 kilograms. Your triceps hum at the sight of these weights. Show the world what kind of beast it's dealing with. Lift them. There are no collars on the barbell. This is a safety hazard.
Look, Kim, it's a trap. There's no collars on the barbell.
You're right. The weight may fall off. Better not touch it then.
What kind of bastard would remove the collars? Should be a felony.
It would be a violation of EPIS safety regulations if the gym was still operating, but it isn't. No one's supposed to come here anymore.
Because I'm a legend. God damn it. Oh yeah, let's do this shit. Fine.
You manage to hoist it off the ground, but the barbell feels wobbly and dangerous. Your hands slick with sweat. Turns out you're no beast, just an old man with bad form.
Says I'm out of shape, or maybe these gloves just suck.
Proper weightlifting gloves would definitely afford a better grip.
Anyway. Health, we're fine. We've got plenty of curatives. So what's up here? This actually could be progress. Oh, Christ. The hallway is blocked by old window panes and debris. So far, nothing spooky. Good look around here. Hi, Kim! Hi! Okay, Kim, you're in the way again. A large demijohn full of strange liquid. Apologies if I said that wrong. Thank you, music, by the way. Wild animals stare at you in the dark, stuffed and mounted. Okay. Something just moved. Airship rotors covered in spiderwebs. They remind you of blades. Creepy. Strange mannequin torso. A strange yellow colour. Hey, money! Blue velvet. Soft to the touch. Moth bitten. And what was that? Something over there. Oh, hello. Where are the clothes uses to play?
Your flashlight slides over an old green chalkboard covered in scribbles, sketches, and schemes like some ancient cave mural. Some of the writing has faded with age, but you can still make out sections here and there. Photos and drawings have been pinned to the board.
Let's go down the list.
These lithe, pointy-eared creatures appear to be different types of welkins. You make out autumnal candle welkins, casting wax-based magic. Translucent welkins, with organs shining under their skin. And even ether welkins, hailing from the vast emptiness of sidereal space. You should adopt one of those welkins as your persona. No longer a mere man, but a welkin. One of the welkins, towering among the rest, appears to be different, however.
Give me a moment.
It's Vara Hamira, a high welkin, his face white and scarred like cracked marble. This is clearly a welkin supremacist. The note says, all non-welkin races will be purged.
Oh!
The Haldor, the Tworg, the humans, and even headless men, all of them, purged. Imagine a world filled only with welkin, green welkin, dread welkin, and the high welkin to rule them all.
An inordinate amount of time has gone into drawing these little welkin creatures.
Talent can't help but comment. Why would anyone spend so much time on this?
Some people really like building a world, I think, even if it's just for a game.
Kim looks through the fourth wall and demolishes it with effortless amount of cool. Okay. So who are these creatures? Who drew them? Are they real? So many questions.
This looks like concept art for a project. It's not really real.
Well, this is a bit educational. Let's move on for the welcomes.
Just look at those details. So much effort.
What about the photos?
The photo collage depicts barren, icy landscapes wrapped in perpetual night. You see permafrost and glacial landforms, dead trees grown in under the snow.
Are we Witcher 3? Are we Witcher 3 again? Because this sounds like Witcher. Well, I suppose the original Witcher also has elements of spoilers. Don't worry about it.
Entire oceans have been frozen from shore to shore. There are pictures of settlements on dried-up riverbeds,
Oh.
abandoned in a storm. Animal corpses in the dark, carcasses and bones.
Are those swords of... No, they're candlesticks. My left hand. They look like katanas out of the ground, but they are candlesticks.
You see primitive oil rigs built into glaciers, boreal dvorg, yurts under the snow, great mammoth-like beasts of burden. Albeit dark and cold, this vision also feels cozy in its own way, like eggnog, or morphine. A much-needed respite from our own world.
Thank you, Bray.
A pinned postcard reads, "The heat death scenario. A desperate fight for geothermal energy engulfs the world as Wirral becomes untethered from its sun, drifting through the universe."
I think at that point you're pretty much hosed, but let's have a look at the schedule.
This is a monthly calendar from the year 50. Cryptic words like sprint, daily minimi, and GPI span the marker-drawn grid, the grand scheme of production and money.
Yeah, stonks.
It looks a bit like an academic calendar, only much more brutal.
Oof.
Minimi stands for a mini-meeting. It's part of a bigger framework for managing work called RUN. Station 41 tried to implement it a few years ago, but failed.
What happened?
As time goes on, the numbers in the boxes grow rarer and rarer. The board becomes an empty snowfield in the final days. Only failure and regret dwell in this region.
So basically the whole thing, okay, closed.
Looks like they didn't make it.
The lieutenant looks at the frigid ice field of nothingness.
A note in the bottom left corner of the chalkboard says, "See the prod schedule filament for details."
Well, what about the notes?
The handwriting is only partly legible, but you can still make out 3 slogans: "Call in, tune out," "Wirral untethered," and "Heat death of the universe." The full text reads, "Heat death of the universe is the new black." Another note says, "The biggest advancement in role-playing systems since the 30s.
Ah! So it's for a game. Okay. That's cool. So what, this is to be... gym downstairs? Oh, we had a goddamn indie game developers project. We've got it.
This old fireplace is covered in lines drawn in blue and red marker, the mesh spreading over the stone like blood vessels on alabaster skin. It looks ghostly and strangely ancient.
Looks like zoning to me, but I don't know.
The whole thing resembles Kadran mosaic tiles. Very pedantic.
Hang on. How the hell am I supposed to know what K-Drum mosaic tiles are supposed to look like?
History classes, students with their textbooks open, studying the roots of our civilization. Those aquarelle blue tiles looked beautiful in the sun.
Okay, motherfucker, what the hell am I looking at then?
Radio frequencies, it seems. UKV 123.6, UKV 123.7, UKV 123.9. Some written notes, too. Sparse and cryptic.
Radio frequencies for what, though?
Unclear. It looks like a cardiovascular system split into veins and capillaries. Very advanced.
So we're dealing with something medical here?
You think so? The web is comprised of radio stations, all lead back to one red heart, titled The Game Master Frequency. A note says, this one can listen in on any station it wants. They must have had massive airwidth. These things don't come cheap.
Right, so if it's a game, then who's playing?
Whoever decides to call in to a call-in station, it looks like.
Fair enough.
A list of names under the stations suggests people across 6 Isolas would be playing. Muindi, Insulinda, Kotla, Grad, Samara, and even Il Mara. There's no way a little basement studio working here could pull anything like this off.
Do we get up or downstairs?
My God. It's as if the less money they had, the more ambitious their project became.
Lieutenant leans closer, his finger tracking across the maddening rhizome. I mean, the cost of the airwidth alone must have been huge.
Exactly. This schedule, I know doom when I see it. The company was running out of funding.
He nods at the calendar of the chalkboard, wiping his marker-stained fingers clean against his jacket. What else?
Nothing. It's just lines on marble. An echo from times long gone. No one has used the fireplace in ages.
Fair. So this was all one big, multimedia video game exposition, maybe? Interesting. Scribbled across the notebook. Developers of the most advanced RPG in the universe! Right, so door there. Oh, more stairs there. Let's go back over here. Oh my, Yuki. Skis with slipstream printed on the laminate top layer. Steel rotor blades bearing a slipstream logo. Okay. What am I going to do with that? Right, so do I try the door or do I try upstairs? Alright. So it's down the moving around.
This appears to be some kind of machine with a cube-shaped heart and a wired framework. The keyboard has a rectangular on-off button. A piece of paper still hangs from the printer.
A radio computer.
Says
Just sitting here without anyone inside.
A radio computer, says the lieutenant, watching you circle around the machine. Just sitting here without anyone inside. He sounds surprised and a little bit curious.
This is the Ream Civic radio computer, model RC5120, equipped with a Feld mainframe and a Ream-compatible printer.
Think I should turn it on?
We have one of these down at the station, but I never really learned how to use it.
Time to find out.
The machine lights up like some prehistoric animal stirring from its slumber, revealing fluorescent play and print keys on the keyboard. The hatch on the machine's central compartment is wide open.
Let's look inside the compartment. That is interesting noises being made.
It's empty like a beehive without its brood. Some cables have been left dangling, disconnected. The filament you have would fit perfectly inside the compartment.
Well, it's the production schedule.
Like a smooth draw, the filament slides into place. On the keyboard, the play key starts blinking. A bar of fabric right above the keyboard starts producing a soft hum. The sound of static seeps through the machine's planar magnetic driver. The static gets louder, slowly filling up the abandoned hall, until a voice speaks out, crackling and old, cutting into the air.
Good afternoon. Fortress accident en rue de Saint-Ghislaine. This is East Insulindian Repeater Station 1.
Okay.
Please repeat. Is this the production schedule?
What's the production schedule?
The filament you have inserted into the reader.
Thanks for the explanation.
That was a question. Have you inserted it into the core?
I believe so, yes.
Good. Please repeat the password.
Password? Of course it would have a password. That's why there's a human administrator involved.
This is the police. Please open this thing.
I am contractually obliged to protect the privacy of the filament holder for stress accident. Without filing a warrant with Lintel, I cannot give you access to this filament.
I'm afraid we are not doing that, unless we want to wait for a month.
Now, can you please repeat the password?
I'm bad at these. Any hints?
No.
A hint system is not part of the protocol
Okay,
for repeater
thank you.
stations.
Well, I don't know the password.
Received. I will register this login attempt.
Don't worry. Passwords have a way of turning up sooner or later.
Fortress accident. Is there anything else I can do for you today?
That's all for now.
Thank you, and goodbye.
Tiles on the cube are still smoldering, casting the framework in a soft glow. Fluorescent play and print keys shine on the keyboard.
Print.
Nothing happens.
God damn it. Let's remove
The
it.
filament slides out of its glowing nest.
Oh, that was a waste of time. Okay.
Okay. What do you think is going on with that computer, chalkboard, and fireplace?
Well, I mean, it could be an undercover counterintelligence program.
No, that's not it. I think...
Lieutenant takes a step back, steeping his hands.
Like he's ready to lay out a fine theory, crafted together like a puzzle box.
It looks like one of those popular pen and paper role-playing games. Only these people were trying to automate it, make it work on radio computers.
Utter madness, he thinks, as a compliment.
Has anyone ever tried doing this before?
Not to my knowledge. They make automated games in Graz, Messina, Königstein. You know, places with industry.
Not in Revachol West, among the ruins.
But I don't think anyone has attempted to create an inter-isolary game before. We just don't have the technology.
This is a role-playing game?
Indeed. Those Welkins are a dead giveaway.
What's the trouble?
Role-playing people love that stuff. The world looks like a modified version of the WeWorld board game, with hit death thrown in.
Super cool. Someone should give them millions of real immediately. This game is too good to be left unfinished.
Oh, well, how are they planning on doing that?
Through call-in stations. None of the players have to be physically present. Anyone in the world can participate in the game, as long as they have a two-way radio. Then there's the Game Master frequency that listens in on the smaller call-in stations. I think that was supposed to coordinate the stories, functioning as a master of ceremonies of sorts.
Oh.
His fascination has swept aside other concerns for the moment. He's a little hooked.
Thank you, Brian.
Coordinating so many games would take a whole switchboard of people, possibly divided into sub-frequencies.
So what do you think happened to the company?
No idea. They stopped filling out the schedule on the chalkboard.
Wow.
Indeed, it's ambitious and untethered from reality, but...
It's gonna be one of the other two. I mean, the world's cold and lonely. May as well keep it company. Let's finish it.
It's too late for that, I'm afraid.
A half smile has broken out over his face as he says that. Looking around the derelict room, pipes howl and a rat crosses the floor.
Okay, let's keep moving.
Rock and roll. Okay, so we're gonna get back to the stairs after this. Where the balls are we? Sir? Oh, nice. Where the hell?
A thick layer of coal dust covers the furnace, coloring it pitch black.
Kim, what's this? Is it a furnace?
Looks like it. Looks like an old central furnace used to heat the building. It's connected to the chimney.
He opens the door and gingerly peeks inside.
No one has used it in ages. No signs of any recent fire. Only dead rats.
Let's look inside.
It's dark and grimy here. In the darkness you can hear chatter. It's coming from above. A voice or several voices talking to each other. Near the smoke chamber, upstairs. The echo is so prominent, it's impossible to discern what the voices are saying or what's producing them.
What are you doing?
Then ask her to climb halfway inside the furnace. I'm not sure. I think I can hear someone talking upstairs.
Wait, really? We should investigate, see if someone's upstairs.
No, I am not. I don't care if I fail. I am not pressing hello at the moment. No, I'll leave. As much as I want to, no. Makes no sense. Say, hello! The wall's collapsed. It's inaccessible now. Look at this bad boy.
You see a terrifying ice bear with a strange compartment in its belly. The door is covered in frost, and the bear's eyes are glowing red. The bear looks oddly realistic. Is it taxidermy?
What is this thing? It looks like a giant ice bear.
The lieutenant doesn't answer. His eyes are glued to the animal. A sharp slice of light shines out from its mysterious belly door.
Well, in for a penny.
A gust of freezing cold air rushes to greet you. You hear a low grumble as the bear regulates itself. This is the inside of a refrigerator. The lieutenant takes a peek inside. His hand has found the holster of his gun.
Easy, Kim. It's just a fridge.
Of course, just a giant ice bear-shaped fridge.
He relaxes his hand, his face buried in the hard slice of the open fridge door.
Let's take a look inside.
The shelves are empty. All you see are crumpled ice cream wrappers with the brand name Revachol Ice City. A handwritten note has been attached to the door. The fridge is huge.
I mean, we'll take the note.
You pocket the note and the little fridge magnets keeping it on the door.
Mine now! Let's have a look at the one on the front, brothers.
A friendly cartoon bear smiles back at you from a glossy cellophane wrapper. It looks nothing like the fridge. The paper still smells of vanilla and chocolate.
What is a giant bear-shaped fridge doing in an abandoned cellar in the first place?
Good question. It looks like an ice cream fridge.
Lieutenant reaches forward with the wrappers. He said it's in the light. So they're trying to ice cream for this hyper carnival?
I know. What an unfortunate marketing choice. What is even worse, the bear is still costing them money to this day.
The lieutenant points to the red snaky cable running from the fridge.
The fridge buzzes with energy. The electricity bill on this thing must be catastrophic.
Let's close the door. Hey! Aha! An ice cream maker! Defrosted and unplugged. Come on, Harry, get up there, buddy. The flashlight casts a strange shadow. There's a doorway here. Frozen ice cream maker. That's still running.
Two cables are plugged into the breaker box. The red one leads to the ice bear fridge, and the black one to the ice cream maker.
Wow.
Nearby. An electric sizzle. The room is slightly quieter now.
Leave that one for the moment. Let's find out what that one goes. I know about the red one. Intercom wires are running into the breaker box. Nobody on now. Money? Outside the window, people's feet shuffling by in the street. Well, I wish I could see that. Right, so where's this black cable going? Still there? Let's see if I can get to that doorway first. There we go. Two rusty rifles are hidden by the piping. They look inoperable. Someone has stuck some busted guns beneath the ceiling.
A few bricks have fallen off, revealing a compartment behind the wall. It's too dark to see in.
Hey, there's a hole in the wall.
There is, yes. And there also appears to be something inside the hole. Interesting. Do you want to take a look?
Sure.
Your hand reaches deep into darkness and spiderwebs. Rummaging around, you find rusty rifles hidden away.
Okay, we got rifles, mate.
Are these any good?
Most of them are rusty and inoperable, like the rest. But one catches your eye. A bolt-action model with a fine wood stock, in better cosmetic order than the others.
I think this one's alright.
That's a rare sight. Seems to no longer be functional, but still a beautiful thing in its own way.
Okay, so I'm gonna have to read this one. An old Belle McGree from the Revolution. The lieutenant notes for approval. His eyes are gleaming. Seems to be no longer functional, but still, it's a beautiful thing in its own way. Okay, so where are we?
Seems like an old bunker from the revolutionary period. Look at all those rifles. Must be an old weapons cache.
I mean, what does it mean?
It means there are firearms, albeit inoperable, still lying around in Martinez. It's an interesting coincidence, I would say. Might come in useful in the future.
He likes this find.
He does. I mean, it's probably just for we're gonna pawn it for to get various stuff from the pawn shop, maybe. Do I continue? Can I continue this over? No, right. So, Guess we unplug it.
Only the black cable, something close to you, dies.
Why did you do that?
I don't know why. It's just I do things for no really reason.
The lieutenant raises his brows, but doesn't say anything. The electric distribution board now has one cable missing.
Oh,
Somewhere,
put it back
a
in.
machine hums along with the...
We'll put it back then. Fuck it. Right, so where does this go? May have to write down. When we're out, put some points in Volition. Oh, I used to like that video game company. I think Volition's still going. I'm not. Is it Volition that did Red Faction? Can't remember. Can't remember. Oh! Oh, we're here. Okay. Well, that's thrown a spanner in the works. What is a little shit show?
Fuck does Kuno care? Kuno doesn't fucking care.
Amazing, right. Can we head back down that way now? Yes, we can. Right, so... I think if we go back... If we go back up, I think there was another way, wasn't there? Because, why were they dumping stuff? Oh, hello. We're in howls from the cold chute above. Let's go back up here. So at least we find out why they were losing money, the things on downstairs. I don't know about the other one. I might just keep that off. So I don't think there's anything else. I've looked in there. There's bots there. Yes, here. Oh. Hey! Right. Oh.
Looks like someone tried to reconceptualize their business here.
I don't get it.
Look, the skis and rotor blades both bear the same Slipstream logo. It seems likely that they started out making one, failed to turn a profit, and then pivoted to producing the other.
Question is, what did they start with, and then what did they pivot to?
That's a good question.
I mean, it's just speculation. We won't know anything for sure.
Not quite. You do know that there's something unusual about this company's business model.
I found the shit there. Right, so there's nothing else here. So glad I cut this off at the point I did. Let's see. There, that's where we just came in of. So I came in from here. Okay. So let's have a chat to her. Let's look at this. So I thought we were doing these. Oh, it's the top one.
The note is written with a blue pencil on a piece of lined office paper. The kitchen magnets have left spots on its surface.
My brain.
Does it say anything interesting?
The lieutenant leans in closer to read the crumpled note over your shoulder.
This is tangential at best, but the lieutenant's detective instinct is still active.
I mean, sure, why not?
Someone has scribbled, S. I can't believe the off-site copy is still here. The illiterate ginger kid keeps stealing stuff from the studio, so I had to hide it.
Okay.
You'll find the filament memory with the off-site copy in the frozen ice cream maker. Please take it home, ASAP. It's important. I'd do it myself if I lived in a civilized place with a freezer. Take care. Sully Swaff.
Do you have an idea what the frozen ice cream maker could be?
I don't know. I assume it's somewhere close to the ice bear fridge.
Didn't you see one right next to the breaker box?
There you go, that's why I had to unplug it. Fine. I mean, we know who the kid is.
Really? You don't have a single guess?
Kuno.
Oh, I'm sure that child would love to get his hands on the filament memory. Even if he doesn't know what to do with it, he'd probably try to pawn it for speed, based on our encounter.
Oh, I wrote the note.
Looks like someone from that radio game company upstairs. I'm a little surprised they just left their property lying here.
Maybe they had to leave in a hurry.
That's a plausible hypothesis.
That's a bit that way. Right, so we have to go back down there, then we'll do that. We'll do that before I forget. Let's have a chat with the lady, though. Hi there.
You're alive and well. Don't keep me waiting now. What's in there? In that dark sarcophagus?
The dark sarcophagus.
Yes, yes. How was it?
Tell her how ghastly it was. You know it's what she wants to hear.
It was a charnel house of failed business enterprises, leeching life energy from this bookstore.
I knew it. Oh, such horrors that have been thrust upon us.
Kim, I'm sorry.
But what else did you find? Did anything survive? No, of course not. Have you located the entity?
You don't have anything of substance to tell her until you found that entity of hers.
Fair, right. Back we go. I think the entity she's referring to could be the radio. Because she hears voices and this other... I think she remember rightly, she said something about someone living back here. It could be the voice on the radio. Right, so we need the flashlight again, I believe. So, that's why I picked up a... Let's put it in the left hand this time. What up this? No. Wake up. I'm sorry. So back up and round. Oh boy. Kim, do my work for me. Kuno doesn't fucking care that he's been staying there for a video game company. Probably doesn't even know this shit. Right, so it's down here. Five says I don't plug it to open it.
This orange machine is buzzing like an old submarine. It has a hand-cranked ice cream churner on top and an electric freezer that appears to be frozen shut.
Let's turn the crank.
Turning the crank feels oddly satisfying, like stirring your childhood dreams. In the distance, you hear water dripping.
Let's try open the lid.
You slip your fingers under the frozen lid. No, this is going to need something else. Some kind of super pry bar. Don't even try to open it with a regular pry bar. You're just wasting your time. If you want to try again, then you need to have the...
Right, so before we even get the pry bar out...
Only the black cable is plugged into the breaker box. Something close to...
Why did you do that?
It's black, it's not like the red one.
The lieutenant raises his breath.
Tools. Grab up.
This orange machine is dead still. It has a hand-cranked ice cream churner and an electric freezer. The ice around it slowly melting.
What do you mean it's a pry bar's not strong enough? Where can we get a better pry bar from? Let's try it anyway.
The ice squeaks beneath the pry bar. You think you've got the bar jammed in there pretty well, but the lid simply won't budge.
What is this?
You see the pry bar's metal handle bending right before your very eyes.
Yeah, well, that's a good pry bar. I'm not criticizing it, but this ice cream maker is frozen shut. It takes an advanced tool to get it open.
Okay, motherfucker, where we can get a better one from then?
I have no idea, officer. This ice cream maker isn't important enough to requisition a special tool.
But it might be!
Sooner or later, you will stumble upon a tool mighty enough. Then we will know what's in this mysterious ice cream maker.
Fair enough, it's been right away. Don't make me check this. I know, maybe I could take this bottle back, right? So put slide on this one. Oh. Look at it this way. Yes, because that's me hitting people straight. Yeah, that's right. Right, so let's put that aside. I reckon we can talk to the Hardy Boys, maybe. See if I go in and see if I've paid my room off for tonight. Because I know I need to. Some other spoilers I admit. So let's go back to the whirling. So at least I got the map. I got the map last time. It was brighter. Don't need to tell to you.
I've got nothing to say to you. Why are you wasting your time?
You the Hardy girl?
I am not.
You could be Liz. You could be anything. You could even be a model.
Even a mod? Glenn, I went to law school. I am an attorney.
He's right. With a face like that, she could be on the cover of Le Debutante International.
Got a grip, Glenn. She went to law school.
So fucking what? Lots of models are actually really smart people, fuckwad.
Thank you, Glenn.
No, Glenn, they aren't.
I mean, they could be.
This didn't change her opinion of you. It's not her. She's not a Hardy girl. Definitely.
Oh, don't talk like that. Right, so let's go talk to the yapping boys then, shall we?
Looks like the circus left town, but the clowns are still here.
Titus does not look particularly happy to see you. Talk to Everard. He promised you cooperate.
Oh, so you went and talked to my mommy, and now she's making me play with you. Is that it, lawman?
And what's gonna happen if we don't? You're gonna go and tell on us?
Very mature, guys. Everard sent word, right?
Yeah, I heard him. The fuck do you think I'm doing here? You'd have your ass handed to you if it wasn't for the boss man's word. Let me state this very clearly, capo. Hello, officer. I'm Titus Hardy, and these are my boys, Hardy boys. How may we assist you?
But having Everard back you up like that did seem to have some effect.
It would take an army to bend Titus to its will. Would we ever really bad like that? Probably he did have some of it. I mean, is there anything else we can do here? No, not yet. I want to talk about the hanging again.
Again, just get the dead guy's autograph, since you're his biggest fan.
Good one, Titus.
About fucking time.
Let's try it.
This time it's going to work. You already ruled out the first bad option that didn't.
So first you tell me someone's been raped, and then you won't say who. That's bullshit.
Stop shitting your pants. You don't need to know, all right? We took care of it. The law handled it, all right?
Yeah. Aren't you listening? It's done. Finito.
I guess since we're both the law around here, if you start to think about it.
No, asshole. You're nobody. I'm the law.
Stop
yelling about the goddamn law in my establishment. We get it. You're all the law.
Let's just all cool off. We had some questions, that's all.
Asshole. So that was a waste of time. So I need to get that white check before I get anything else useful out of it, or have something else. There you go.
Can I help you?
Put my bill for tonight.
Got the 20 real?
Yeah.
Good. You got the room for the night, but remember, you'll need another 20 real tomorrow.
Limbo. Just make sure while I've got it. It's all about the money, you know. That man's moved. He woke! Maybe I need his ID badge or something. I don't remember an ID scanner. Oh, right, yeah, I did. The doorway to get to Everard's place. Right, so it's fucking snowing. It is. Oh, I've got one. Given the fact that we know. Let's see if I can. Oh, she's not bad. Right, yeah. I do, never mind. So, we know who's got my gun. It's the woman that's over here. This person.
Hello again, officers. Have you come to admire my mural?
Is that bed in the coal room yours?
Ooh. Not only have you found my address, you've discovered my biggest secret. I'm a coal miner.
She does have eyes that seem to be smeared with coal.
Do you have a real one?
Does anyone in a city like this?
Not the nicest place, but I guess I'll have to do.
It doesn't have to do anything at all. Nothing does. Like me. Right now, I'm doing nothing at all.
The inspiration will come to her once hell is set loose on the streets. It's too calm right now.
Shoot, Piggy. It's what you do, isn't it?
So she's definitely got my gun. No. Yes, we can. Where was in here? I don't remember. Oh, right. Okay, what is everything I need to do here?
You hear someone walking around in a poor communard from the looks of it. The room is barely bigger than a closet.
It's the police.
Do I have to open the door? Do you have a warrant?
Let's go.
It's generally easier to do things if you have literally.
Yes, that's where she is. I could get ready to pry bar on the container, I guess, but break boxes full of cigarette burns and electrical wires. Cut and shift, just a little. Someone's watching from within. Oh, we're up here. I think he's long gone there. Someone's growing rosemary. Time. And a cactus. Just the door. Don't know if you're here right now. There's the door to apartment 30. Voices from within. Sing along to some buoyant dance track. This is to Donald 29. Complete silence. Whoever's living here is not home.
This door is made of metal and appears to be reinforced. Someone here really values their security. Number 28. This is where the cleaning lady said the smoker on the balcony lives.
Let's see if anyone's home. Knock on the door.
No one answers.
Looks like the young man we are looking for isn't home. I think our best chance to catch him is in the evening. We should return tomorrow after we have finished with our day's work. How about 9 p.m.? Sound good?
What do you mean?
The smoker on the balcony. This is why we're here, right? He might know something about the murder. So tomorrow 9 p.m.?
Suddenly, he's a little worried about your memory. Don't worry. It's mostly all still here. You can remember things. You got this.
I don't know if I've got it, but sure. Tomorrow here, 9 o'clock.
Tomorrow, 9 p.m., right here. Apartment number 28.
Damn. Turns out it's quite tricky finding someone in a big apartment building. Don't worry. You'll get it. Remember, tomorrow. He's probably gone for today.
Yeah. 'Cause I think it was day 2 I first spoke to him, didn't it? Yeah. Locked. We'll soon get it open, TM. So that's what it looks like if I can use a tool. Right, let's put it this way. But yeah, that... Oh, hey! I just thought that we're halfway there at getting the room for tomorrow. Yeah, I remember flicking through the forum when I was looking up to how to end the first day, and someone told us, oh, it's impossible to like sleep or anything like that. The game just like hangs at 2 o'clock. You can't do anything and all this lot. It's like, well, I've gotten the money. Okay, yes. I don't know if it's possible to get the. Oh, back here. That's where the weasel was. That's Cunetta is. We're not talking about her.
The pastels of the wall seem still more luminous in the falling snow.
Let's look over it again carefully.
He sounds tired of it all. Cindy the Skull has all the necessary materials. Talk to her.
First, I know you're tired, Kim, but take a look at this wall. Draw nourishment from its beauty.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
Cindy.
If you must.
Dumpster diving! Fuck you mean? Oh my! I mean, I think we'll still keep this on.
Hello again, officers. Have you come to admire my mural?
I need some paint and a brush.
What for?
It's only for art, right?
Well, if it's for art, but what kind of art are we talking about?
Everything is sad and shit. We need art to make it okay. Just get the brush.
Sounds like you're just about to live out your self-pity, not make a statement. I can't have shit art on my conscience.
You'll see. You will all see and tremble.
Yeah, not gonna hold my breath, Piggy. You look like you'd suck. Everything, really.
Yeah, we're gonna back off there. I know you can get up there. I've been up there. And it's somewhere with the back around there. So I think we'll have a... Let's go. Put those away.
You're back. Good. What can I help you with?
Some more questions about reality.
More lessons in basic reality? My favourite part of the day. Go ahead, ask me anything.
What times are these?
These are unimportant times, Detective. You and I were born after the dust had settled. 1,000th of a second too late.
She has a thing to her lips after she... And then she... Yeah, I can't have that one, sorry. Yeah. Again, it's... Outward has its own issue. I might even do a recording about it to show you how bad that is. Or different it is, but it's like... I get it that you're just having the characters talking and the stage direction is just there, but without the characters actually emoting the movements on the screen, it's... Anyway, too late for what?
For the big time.
Her eyes light up. That's a flash of teeth. What is the big time?
The revolution.
Okay, and what is this revolution I keep hearing about?
It's quite easy. Every 100 years or so, our species gets together to decide what's next, who gets shot in the head, and who gets the mineral rights. It's a real kerfuffle.
Would you say there was a bunch of apes duking it out?
Why, of course. We're talking Duke Out Central. Full swing intraspecies warfare.
And the apes, were they evil?
No. I would say the apes were neutral.
Neutral.
On the other hand...
She turns the door to the Bonzat building, sliding the water fountain, shivers slightly. So who got shot in the head then?
Those would be the communists. Generally speaking, 40 million people got shot in the head during the World Revolution. But the communists... they all got shot in the head. Oh, and the anarchists too. They shot them well. So well, one forgets they even existed.
She likes the totality of it.
I mean, you could say they got totally shot in the head.
Indeed. They piled them in mass graves in Ozon. And, well, that's the last anyone heard of those people.
Did they try shooting back?
Did they ever? Before they got shot themselves, they shot 2 million people.
Truly a kerfuffle.
Yeah, it was a kerfuffle, all right.
Lieutenant Bubbles from behind his notes.
Yes. The Insulindian deluge, they call it.
Anyone else get shot in the head on the American side?
Oh, lots of people. Even the king got shot in the head, or thrown beneath a horse, or drowned. Accounts differ. It was unceremonious.
She shakes her head.
Just as well, he wasn't actually the king. Just the king's nephew. The real king abdicated and lived out a long and productive life as a venture capitalist in Grad.
Coward.
I prefer the term risk-averse. King Guillaume was nobody's fool. He could smell a PR disaster brewing, so he got out alive, and his nephew Fricelle got shot in his place.
Yeah, I guess murder's kind of bad for PR, isn't it?
Him and tens of thousands of his wonderfully fascist kingsmen. It was a wild time.
Okay, so we've got the rocks then.
The liberals got the mineral rights. And by mineral rights, I mean everything.
Okay, and by liberals you mean?
Liberals are usually middle-class people, Detective. Or the remaining gentry. The beneficiaries of the pre-revolutionary arrangement. Some were rich enough to stay with the Constitution, with monarchy. Big mistake. Others bet on the revolution. They were called the ultras, or ultra-liberals. They fared well.
All men will be liberal. Some were more liberal than others. And how they win it all?
They didn't win so much as survive. We were the last ones standing when the war ended. Everyone else got shot in the head, remember?
We. She's one of them. Of course.
Well, if everyone got shot, who was there to surrender to?
To foreign intervention. The coalition. Those people really took the mineral rights.
Hang on, you just said the liberals took everything.
The liberals took everything that wasn't nailed to the ground. The coalition took the ground. The ocean, the laws, and the people.
She says this as she stomps her rubber-booted foot. So it's a coalition then?
The coalition of nations. Grad, Mesk, Vesper, Messina, Oranje, and Sur-le-Clay. The armed centre of the world. They landed here and ended the revolution. It was the moralist thing to do.
Are there any other isms you're going to be throwing at me in a minute?
The moralists believe in keeping everything exactly the way it is. They believe in mineral rights and not shooting people in the head.
I mean...
At least not in the same manner and volume as the others do. They are the long-standing provisional rulers of Revachol now, the coalition government. This is their zone of control. They embolden the RCM with crumbs of the same law they took. Technically speaking, you are a moralist.
Okay.
The color of moralism is blue. The official motto of Moral Intern, or Moralist International, is a blue forget-me-not, a piece of grey sky. Unofficial. For a moment, there was hope.
Not just technically, practically. For a moment, there was hope.
A devout man of the centre. Hard to come by. It's good to have someone who takes a moderate approach to head shooting. In your line of work, I mean.
So when was the kerfuffle?
The turn of the century revolution? Don't answer it. It's a trick question. The revolution began in '02 on the Isla of Grad, though by the end, nearly the whole world had gotten involved.
I think Isla is, island. So who started it?
It wasn't a who, but a what. A pandemic of Zarat, a particularly virulent prion disease, which the authorities in Grad proved unable to contain. Then Mazov came along and overthrew the government.
So what did this Zarat do?
It made people overthrow their governments.
Okay?
Of course not. It was a highly infectious microorganism that destroyed brain tissue. The actual causes of the revolution were material. The pandemic only provided the spark.
It was a funny time in history. They discovered transistors and rock music, but they didn't know anything about prions. Nobody did.
Okay, so where did it spread from there?
From Revachol and Grad? Not far. The world managed to cauterize itself. Mazov's government was overthrown in '08, and the coalition crushed the Revachol commune 2 years later. It was the end.
And after the end?
Why? You and I, officer. Our lives in the zone of control.
She spreads her arms, raincoat flapping in the wind. So what is the ZOC?
A city-state divided into free market zones under the everlasting interregnum of the Coalition of Nations. And you, of course, the citizens' militia.
The clatter of typewriter keys fills the main hall of the reappropriated silk mill. Precinct 41. Chad Tilbrook presses enter. Outside, Officer Elfboy Williams slams the door of an armored motor carriage.
The zone of control is the third incarnation of Revachol, after the failure of the suzerain and the commune.
So what happened to the rest of the world?
Modernity. They developed the marvels of the inter-Islary communication. Telematic milieus, radiation, coloured plastics. Meanwhile, in Revachol West, the aftermath continues for the 5th decade.
51 minus 8 equals 43.
Wait, you're saying it's been like this for 43 years?
Time flies.
What have we been doing all that time?
The 20s saw a decade of urban war, west of the river levelled, offshore platforms in flames. Still, it's regarded as an improvement on what came before. '08 to '19 was simply hell.
And after that?
The 30s? Things settled down in the 30s. Revachol East transformed itself into the world's largest tax haven, with the international community's blessing. For the first time in a long time, it seemed like things were going somewhere.
All that untaxed income must have fueled the new. That can only mean one thing.
So that's when they discovered disco.
Yes, and quantitative easing. It was a market mirage, unfortunately. The 40s dispelled it. An Isla-wide hangover, you might say. So, here we are.
She curtsies.
Welcome to reality, baby.
For her to be where she is, Wild Pines Group must have picked the right side.
Which side was Wild Pines on?
They picked the winning side. That's why they're here, and others are not.
Oh, I got lucky.
Perhaps it wouldn't have turned out that way had I been in charge. I might have bet on the king and led the Pines to doom.
You sided with the king?
I would have sided with the cannons. If you'd seen the calibers of the things, you might have too. Perhaps it's better I was born when I was. 10 of the 14 Indo tribes got it wrong. Feld, Kupri, Tricentennial. So I suppose I would have been in good company.
So let's play the what-if scenario here. What would you have done differently?
Good question. What would you have done differently?
I would probably try to sort a medical solution. It's not like this Zerath throws people mad.
So a quarter of humanity simply lost their minds. And how would you stop a prion, a complex folding protein, unlife, with a technology 50 years ago?
Well, maybe it's impossible. What happened has? I don't know. Definitely not the top one because we don't have the cash for it. Okay, maybe it's impossible. What happened had to happen and always will.
Always. That's the can't-do attitude that truly defines late modernity. You may prove a modern man yet.
Opinions expressed here do not reflect the official position of the RCM.
And what is your official position, Lieutenant?
My position, ma'am? My parents got ripped to shreds in the revolution. I would have gone the same way. I was saved by being 2 years old. That's my position. The abattoir.
Understandable.
Well, that's enough of the end times, I guess.
They are what they are. Who knows? An afterbloom may yet come. Anyway, enough sentimentality. Is there anything else you want to know?
Not so fast. Who is she in all this? Ask her who she is. She owes you an answer.
Okay, so we're going to skip to that bit.
Unimportant. As I said, the mineral rights were all distributed. Good question. What would you have done differently?
I mean, you've heard my answer, but what would have you have done?
And I asked you, past less detective of the Citizens Militia, what insight has acute encephalopathy given to you?
I don't know what I would have done differently.
And you would have died, most likely. Not far from here. Maybe even right here, during the beachhead, defending the coast the day the Coalition took the city.
Probably.
No, almost certainly. The Commune would have forced you. Such was the fate of the undecided.
Well, that's not bad.
They are what they are. Anyway.
Not so fast.
Glad to have been of assistance. The little that I know. Anything else?
Hello, Mr. Bergman.
I'm afraid I can't say any more until we've taken care of formal protocol.
I have a level up.
Of course.
So it's a
the
gesture.
situation is extremely volatile.
He asked me to open a door.
A referral, you mean? I take it this was for someone in the RCM. Don't answer that.
I mean, like a real door.
Oh my.
The lieutenant does not say anything, but you hear the nylon of his jacket rustle as he looks at you.
Had to be done. I mean, I got information. This was the case.
That's good to hear, Detective. Police work is rarely pretty, but it sounds like you did what you...
Her bartering mind cannot fathom that you didn't.
Frankly, what was done was not pretty at all, but neither was it illegal. And it was not fun. I advise you to be very selective with what information you choose to share. This may have consequences beyond our line of sight.
Everyone said the Wild Pines send mercenaries after the Union and that one's dead.
The company did not send mercenaries after the Union. I told you in... I just hope you don't share Everart's view on things. After all, as he said, one's dead now.
Let's keep it that way. She means to add, but then doesn't.
That's what I want to say.
Naturally, Detective.
I'm
There are lighter topics to
not
gossip
pressing
about.
the top
Of
one.
course, Detective. You can always drop by later.
Right, so it's suggestions. Let's go level that up. I can't, okay. What light checks have I got? That's on the chimney, okay. Empathy's one, two. I think that one's gone. View for physical instrument. Yeah, I think the physical instrument. Physical instrument, empathy, and authority, maybe? Yeah. I can't do any more for empathy. Okay. What was that one I said? Apologies. Authority. And suggestion. One to face it. Well, suggestion I can definitely take from. No, I can't. Okay. Can I? Can't level that up. Any more psyche then? I do that. As well. Oh, out of points, okay. Let's open a few more up. So, let's see if we can get up to Cindy close. And until I open up the next side of it, I'm not sure where else I can talk to. What are you?
Give me a moment.
A few questions about the apartments.
Ask away, policeman.
Jen lived in the foreclosed apartment?
The hell am I supposed to know? Another nut job, I assume.
Why is there a hole in the wall in the abandoned one?
Some lunatic lost his mind. All kinds of morons pass through these halls.
Is one of the residents on vacation? Their mailbox is overflowing.
People come and go. I don't keep an eye on everyone.
They probably just moved or died. Hopefully somewhere else.
Who lives in apartment 10?
No one lives there. It's been empty for months.
I've been talking to someone through the door.
Impossible. I would know if someone had moved in there. Maybe it's those countercultural people again. Breaking into a house like it's a public space. You're a policeman. Be good and take a look, will you?
I'm going to see what I can find.
Great. Young people. They're worse than rats. You know, always littering the hallways with trinkets and empty beer cans.
You used to be a young person once. Who's my battle dog?
Oh, that one is a scientist, a future scholar. I think he studies astrology at the community college. Education's good. I always tell them to study.
Astrology?
Something to do with all those stars around his door. He asked me to leave his drawings up on the wall.
You sure you didn't mean astronomy?
That's what I said. Astrology.
The lieutenant shakes his head. Come on, people. Try to keep up any standards here. It's not about stars. It's... forget it.
It's okay, Brain. I can't say astronomy. Astronomer. That. That one. I don't know if you can see my mouse point. I think you can. That one there. What more you can tell me about Cindy?
The artiste? Nothing I can do about her, I'm afraid. She ruins the walls faster than I can clean them. Still, she leaves an old lady to her business. More than I can say for others.
So, thank you.
She mumbles some kind of a response, then hacks something into her handkerchief.
Cheers. Okay, we have memes. We have a problem with memes to open the door. So what's in here? Okay.
You hear someone walking around inside, rearranging the furniture. The number on the panel says 10.
The apartment's supposed to be empty. Did you break in here?
Excuse me? Of course not.
You have plenty of reason to enter.
I don't need a warrant. I don't need a warrant if I suspect there's been a break-in.
Oh, come on.
Well, that was easy.
That was smart.
Thank you. So what have we got? Okay. Oh. Indirect modes of taxation. What? Thank you. I now. Looks like a fine mattress. Don't be ridiculous. You're gonna swarm with bugs. I'll put it above for the medicine picked out of the box. You should take it.
Satisfied? My name is Marielle Charpentier, and I'm an agent with Martinez Realty Associates. I am not breaking in, as I have every right to be here. The keys, see?
She jingles a set of keys in her hand.
Boy, there are a lot of different keys there. More than 20, at least.
Do you want to see my ID as well? You can't legally ask for it, but why not? Want to see my residence permit too?
She fumbles through her purse, fishing out a light paper-clad passport. I'm sure.
It feels flimsy in hand, with the words Revachol Zone of Control written under a nondescript municipal logo. There's a picture of her with shorter hair inside, along with all her personal details.
Nice haircut.
Thank you. Do you have any questions? I need to be back in Midtown in an hour.
What are you doing in here?
I need to get it ready for the next lease, but as you can see, the previous tenant completely trashed the place.
Reprehensible. Who lived here?
It was some kind of a moribund old man who used to be a business owner. You'd think they'd make rent.
A sudden serious look crosses her face. This story didn't have a happy ending.
But that was months ago. Anyway, was there anything you wanted, or is that it? I'm in a hurry.
Who lived in the foreclosed apartment down the hallway?
Oh, that's another huge mess. The former tenant owes us 3 months of rent. 3. We closed the apartment and planned on auctioning off the valuables, but... And again, I have no idea how stupid mistakes like this can even happen. But Ron, when he came to close the door, didn't close the neighboring door. And there's a hole in the wall. A hole in the wall. Can you believe it? And then the tenant ran off with his stuff. He's gone. The money's gone. Just like that.
The sum must have been puny.
My money's also disappeared, I think.
Well, it does not disappear from my hands. No, I don't let it.
So, wait, what happened to the wall?
Don't ask me what happened with the wall. I have no idea how we're going to find the time or resources to fix it. Both apartments are now unrentable. Both.
She's still shaking her head. And her hands now crossed over the chest. Yeah, thank you, thank you.
Of course.
She applies with a smile, but her eyes have been glazed over. She's waiting for you to leave. Can I just grab her? Thank you. We leave. Oh.
Master Investigator, you just can't keep yourself away from locked and hidden places, can you?
I mean, it's my duty as a cop to investigate every square inch of this world.
Attaboy, the world's secrets were made for you. They wait patiently for you to uncover them.
So we got no one for that to do. Oh, right. Oh, I should save up skill points. Yeah, I should have saved skill points. Fuck! No, I'm right. What's going on here? Again.
A plaster cast bust depicts.
Oh, yeah, we've done that. Close the door. I'll close her door. Can you tell her about that?
Give me a moment.
I didn't find any counterculture people apartment, Ted. It was just a real estate agent setting up for new tenants.
I see. I hope some good people are finally going to move in. This place needs them.
Aren't women and sexual deviants? No. I was going. They're not getting real estate agents. God damn it. I don't want to press any of these. I'm sure everything will be fine. Problem needs building needs slow change. Imperceptibly slow.
Yes. Well. I hope they're good people.
Fuck you, world's most laughable
Your
centrist.
statements are too vague to comment on.
Thanks a lot. Fuck you. Fucking. Too vague. God damn it. I didn't open this. Why did I not open this? I didn't notice it before, that's probably why. No, what matter of memory lays in here?
In your hands, you hold 16 Days of Coldest April by Yekaterina Dahl. The cover image shows a row of concrete apartments above which span a black and white rainbow.
Feels heavy.
Indeed, the book is unusually heavy in your hands, as though the cover were lined with lead.
How long is this book anyway?
You flip through the book. The pages are thinner than you realized, and the type quite small and tightly set. It's nearly 600 pages long.
Nice!
Real art is dense and difficult. If it didn't feel like you had to wrestle a suicidal bear to get through it, you weren't really reading.
Let's have a look at the back cover.
The back cover is dominated by a black and white photograph of the author.
Who'd she look like?
She can't be much older than her mid-30s in this photograph. And yet, from this cover, the eyes of a sad old woman stare back at you.
Let's put the book away for now. We will read that when we are ready to end of the day. Because that's one way of passing time in this game. As the loading screen doth say. Right. We got the right one. Here we go.
Hello again, officers. Have you come to admire my...
It says the same speed. Can I get through the door there? No, that's up here. What about this door here? Oh, yeah, this is, let's go private. Oh, yeah.
The luxury of fine things. Just look at those black monk straps. After spending an entire day hustling, who's to say that you didn't deserve a pair of ridiculously expensive shoes on your tired feet?
You're right. Beautiful things do make people happy.
Beautiful things give you a rush. It's power. Crafting your style, draping your flesh in silk and leather, deciding how to present yourself to the world. Remember, when they come to take it away from you, you worked for those shoes. Whether you like it or not, wearing these shoes has made you more liberal. Ultra-liberal. They're either a gateway drug or a booster pack to get you deeper into free market ideology.
Okay. I grab it at the bottom, but nah. Oh my! Yeah, money's hard in this game, guys. No. But does drinking that cost more? I suppose, yeah. Kev just watching me break into these things, by the way. Definitely gonna turn around and say, oh, by the way, you're breaking into shit, right? Oh, it's such fun. I wish there was a quick way down here. Probably is. That's where she sleeps at night. I'd have stolen her money. Hey. I don't think there's anything else I can do here. Hit the exit. This gets me back outside where the smoker was, because this is where I first found him. Right. So we're back here. Let's go. I think this is the shortcut to this part here. Oh, this is Weasel's place, wasn't it? Hang on. That wasn't there before, was it?
A row of mugs sits on the shelf. Each one.
Or did I just not take it before because I was being memed? Yeah, I definitely would have gone through that because it's on the bed. It's a shortcut. I'm sorry. That's okay. You don't have anything else for me?
Trying to sneak up on me again? Trying to snuff me out?
Boy, it was really trying on that one. Dip, dip, dip. Oh. Book appears to be erotica, without actual any erotica. Good postbox. Right, so let's go back this way. Welcome to Elysium.
A lorry stuck in the traffic.
No. I don't think I can get through these. No. That's the leave it. Well, no, it's total.
The woman still has her eyes fixed. No response wherever this woman is.
Okay. So she's obviously important somewhere later. Statue there. Been down here? No. Okay. Right. Let's go try that container. Let's try to here.
Hola, Wandering Man.
No. Not there. Don't think I have anything else to discuss with you, do I?
Your race descent has only worsened. There is nothing funky. I cannot possibly imagine what else we have to discuss, Tibere Vasholian. Your love for...
Yeah, so nothing else we do. Major makes all big quiver. No, he doesn't. In rage and misunderstanding, maybe. Absolute twat. Apologies for the two about that. But it's true. I don't think I can do anything here, can I?
The file cabinet stands steady. The drawers. The payphone.
There's nothing there. Oh, the Bravo. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, those eyeballs are not useful for us.
This is the...
No. He's down at the beach plate for us. What's going on with the audio?
A rusting control panel with...
That's what we used to get this.
You're back before the cargo container. Its drawer has not lessened since you were last here. You attempt to your left. The lieutenant considers your actions with some puzzlement. You attempt to turn to your left. No reply. The knock produces a hollow ring of metal.
So tell me what I don't know about. What's this one? Stunned, we can't do anything with that. How did I miss that? Woman. Not to drive her up.
Oh, hey, mister. I knew you'd be back to talk with old Leo here. Yes, I did. Yes, I did. It's like Lady Larice said when she opened a bathhouse in the basement of my apartment building. They can only get so far before they're aching to get back. And lots of folk really did keep coming back.
In the future, can we keep the screen shorter?
Sure, mister. Absolutely. I'm always willing to help out nice fellows such as yourself.
Alright. That's not easy enough. Not so... I guess I can try and talk to you. I don't know what I'm doing now. As if I ever knew what I was doing.
Mr. Dubois, I hear the meeting with Titus was a glowing now. What can Everard Clare do for you today?
Looking into that brew of yours.
I don't know what that means, Harry. Shady brew? There are so many moving parts in my operation, I can't keep track of them all. You know what? Don't even tell me. Whatever it is, do it. Surprise me. Just one thing. If you can, make it even shadier.
He sincerely has no idea what you were talking about. And he doesn't care either.
Okay, so that's a waste of time. As I said, this is my biggest issue with this game is I know it's a brilliant game, don't get me wrong, it's well made, it's obviously been made for all that, but I don't know what I'm doing. Because it's a case of, well, am I just waiting for time to pass now? Because I can't think of anything to do productive towards solving the case, because so far, everything I've done has been either going on about the background of the game or political stuff, you know. I think I've got to wait for them to get me back the name of the armor. So, because I mean, technically speaking, the case is solved if we're to believe that the Union did it, but I don't think it is. I think I need to get a challenge authority out of the way, but I can't. I'm definitely not asking Kim for his gun, I know that much. I don't think of anywhere else I could go. I'll try and pawn those rifles off, I guess. Yeah, because I know Cindy... It sounded like Cindy was the one who's got my gun, if I remember from my conversation with the pawn. Didn't think I knew that. Do you have anything else for me?
Looking for something, Hunt? Come to tell me to fuck off again?
Yeah. Maybe the pawn shop's got a better brother. Speaking of which, just he's back in.
The tear machine stands and your bottles clunk into the machine.
I don't think you do anything else, do you?
Is this...
No. Alright.
You see several packaged raincoats fill a low shelf. The packages are small, discreet, sloppily stacked, making them easier to take unnoticed. No need to worry about knocking over a display.
No. Oh, wrong button. Oh, shit.
A small cabinet on the wall is filled with various medicine bottles,
Okay,
nasal sprays,
yeah, this is,
and blister packs.
curative
They
stuff.
all bear the Saint Baptiste. Their logo is the bloodless rose, pure white, untouched by harm.
Just ask me if you need anything from Saint Baptiste. We don't stock prescription meds, but we do have Nosafed, Duramine, Magnesium, and Hypnogamma.
So plus 1 health, plus 3 health, plus 1. Okay. Leave. We don't need those, we've plenty. This we
A colourful display of cigarettes and alcohol bottles line the shop wall. The bottles wink at you in the light. The smokes too glitter in their wrapping. It's like looking into a kind of heaven. Your knees are weak. There, in that dark green glass, all in vain. The great flowing river of warmth, wine, alcohol, beer, alcohol, love, alcohol.
This is not a good place for a recovering addict.
Guess not, no.
Good thing you're an unrecovering alcoholic.
I'm obliged to inform you that both alcohol and cigarettes damage your health, but I guess you already know that.
Plus 50. Yeah, okay. Is that only on the counter voices?
No, Frit only sells legal drugs, like the law says.
Okay, we leave. Screw you, Brain. I am teetotal. No, I'm not. I'm teetotal. He's just looking at the bottle of Jack Daniels he has above his head. Which I really want to have some, but not at the moment. I have stuff going on with my ribs and all that lot. It is not wise, so we're not dibbling. Right. Okay. Memes, can I boss you one?
Now it's turning into a kind of a snow limbo, man. What's on your mind? Huh? Oh. No, I ain't got any money. They don't want to pay for unfinished work.
They who?
The bosses, man.
Makes sense. That's what
Makes sense. It sucks is what it does.
Empathy, yeah, I like that. I think there's anything I need to do with the car. Let's go to the shop of Dawn. We'll call it at 8. Oh god, you. There. Not any further now. Clevershul, Oriange, close you. Oh god, that's completely wrong. I don't care. Right.
Wow, a very large red t-shirt with an impressive print stands out from the other garb.
Oh yeah?
Oh yeah. The print depicts a muscled man striding toward you, a giant sword in each hand, encircled by burning embers. Behind him is a cluster of cabins engulfed in flames. Beneath him are the words, Heimdall burning. The antlers on the hood of the man's cloak and his piercing blue eyes are familiar. Smells like worn cotton and a little old sweat there. Worn cotton with a side of flea market or trash bin.
Sniffing is okay, but please don't try anything on. Can't have you leaving your photon emissions in the fabric of things you're not going to buy.
How much are you selling this for?
2 real.
That's dirt cheap.
I'll think about it.
You should.
Sure.
Welcome to Heimdall, officer.
I bought something. Right.
You see rows of toy soldiers guarding the rest of the trinkets displayed on the table. Some on horseback, others in rags, others yet in bright blue uniforms. All are stern and unyielding in their duty.
Start from the top, let's go to the next.
Big men on big horses, clad in lamella armor and carrying flintlocks, the kind that would mow down a line of enemy soldiers in the blink of an eye.
These are... I apologize in advance. These are Franco-Nigerian cavalry, right?
Mm-hmm. I used to be very serious about my Franco-Nigerian knights.
Franco-Nigerian, that was nice. He looks at the dust fits a bit.
A long, long time ago.
What about the uniforms?
They're not all blue. These figurines also wear gold coats and caps, complemented by orange trousers. They are variously posed, wielding swords and rifles with bayonets.
Hey, this one looks like Renault, the old guy who was playing Plakanki.
This is what the loyalists looked like, yes, at first. Then they wised up and got camouflage.
Okay, so these are all soldiers.
Which ones? Ah, those. Yes, they are. I find the paint job a bit gaudy, but children like the bright colours indiscriminately.
This set of soldiers isn't meant to look impressive. A few have rifles, but most of them carry pistols. Some even shovels and tall sticks.
These even soldiers?
You're probably talking about the revolutionaries, yes? Yes, they are soldiers, revolutionary soldiers. I think their poverty has been exaggerated for effect. When you place them next to the royalists, it doesn't seem like they could possibly win.
Whose bitch it made me? Yeah. I think it was meant to give hope. Even we can do it.
Maybe.
So let's have a go at the check here. They can get a cool figurine in the box.
Why? What's this? A headless man riding a horse? A headless man wearing futuristic tracksuit trousers that say found.
What's this?
Oh, that's the Headless Phone Rider.
Who?
The Headless Phone Rider. It's an urban legend about a man who rides the streets of Revachol sporting a fawn tracksuit. As you see, he's missing his head. 50 cents. Bargain price. I'll throw in the tiny cap too. I think he's looking for it, or something. That part of the story has many interpretations.
He lost his cap when he lost his head. Perhaps he's looking for the head.
Sure.
Did I mention that this figurine is supposed to be lucky? Always carry it.
Yeah, I just got conned on that one.
Hey.
Psst. Who, me?
Yes, you. Word on the street is you're ready to start building communism again.
How come there's word on the street?
You keep saying things like, down with the bourgeoisie, eat the rich, sodomize the landowners, impale all people who have more than 25 real in their pockets. Literally murder all human beings, regardless of their political beliefs. That kind of stuff.
Never heard of like that.
Okay, not in so many words, but don't deny it. You're about to rip off that mask of social democracy and reveal the monstrous seven-eyed lamb of global communism that will devour and masticate mankind. Everyone can see that. So tell me, do you have any questions before we fire up the big communism builder? Or do we get right down to it?
That sounds like it's too tiring. I don't have it into me. I'm beaten down and broken.
Very well. I guess no one will build communism then. Tell the working man it's over, unless anyone has objections. No objections. It's mathematically impossible to achieve a classless society. Everyone knows this. Let not failure ensnare you any further, beautiful pixie girl. Be an acrobat, a prancing fairy queen. Did someone mention cocaine? Are we doing cocaine? No. I'm sure I heard someone say cocainism. Anyone? Anyone else? There's no one? There's no one. Okay then, lie down and let the water carry you downstream.
Goodbye, communism. You don't get moments like that. Thank you, Brain.
The boomboxes on the shelf look well loved and well travelled. Chipped, dented, they stare at you with the unblinking eyes of their tape reels. One especially catches your eye. Deep gold and amber plastic with a big old handle on top. A classic boombox that says Stereo 8 approved. Just make sure it works before you buy it.
What I want to know is, could this device come in handy in my police work?
If police work means playing tapes, sure. You can use it for that. Or any other time you'd need to play a tape.
Is it in working order?
Absolutely. I've tested each one myself with recordings of speech, found sounds and music from a variety of genres. Even though I don't really like music.
That's odd. Why doesn't he like music?
What do you like then?
The stuff I record myself.
Oh, no.
Silverware shaking in drawers as motor cars race by. Nocturnal animals climbing on the roof. Airship rotors. That kind of thing.
ASMR?
Maybe you should ditch music as well. Get into these more experimental sounds he's describing.
So the Studio 8 then?
Is the Harman Welshie W2. Made in Vespa. Designed in Seoul. Plays all reel-to-reel formats. 2mm, 8mm, 12mm. It's even got a little radio in there. It'll set you back 12 real.
Sure.
And here you are. Quality sound reproduction on the go. It'll play anything, wherever. Turn any tape into a conversation of sounds and shapes.
Oh yeah. I mean, it kind of looks like such, doesn't it? Yeah. I don't have any tapes, do I? No. I don't think it's so, right? What's in here?
A typical Martinez streetlight sits among assorted floor and table lamps.
We'll just run over that.
The light pole has been carefully cut, and the wiring has been redone and attached to a standard indoor plug. The light buzzes faintly, but persistently. This would make quite a statement in your living room.
Is that a street light?
Yes, officer. As you see, it's in perfect working order.
His manner is casual, but his speech is careful, measured. He wants you to know that he has nothing to hide.
Where'd you get it?
It was brought to me to be altered.
We are not here to investigate the theft of city property. You have to admit it's rather clever what he's done with it.
How much?
700 real. A bargain, I dare say.
Even taking into account the risk of obtaining the light, that seems a bit steep.
There's also the matter of rewiring, but the most important transformation is the light's placement among ordinary indoor fixtures, which has adjusted its morphological field. The light became suitable for use inside the home just a few days ago.
Well, that's something to know about it. Woof, right. It's business.
Hello again. How can I help you?
Is he high?
Feeling warm and enthralled by the movement of light, while the mind continues to race forward. Lucky bastard. He's probably on Prolidon. It's tough to come by on the street.
Prolidon?
A drug developed by the military to treat and prevent radiation sickness. It has psychedelic side effects, and it makes your eyes turn yellow.
Is this me or is it really warm in here?
I try to keep the shop at a comfortable temperature.
No judgment, just curious. I probably delayed the Prolidon for all of my memory.
I've had to take it. You know, since the People's Pile cleanup. I was with the Emergency Relief Brigade.
He's taken it for mental and emotional, not physical pain these days.
People's Pile? What's that?
A bad idea. Some poor leftist built a particle decay generator in hopes of bringing affordable electricity to underserved communities. It malfunctioned. Radioactive waste everywhere. Probably some of it in you too.
The People's Pile was a Type U particle decay generator that failed immediately after entering service, releasing radioactive waste into River Esperance.
So why did they call it the People's Pile?
Construction began during the Commune of Revachol. The people continued work on it after the Commune fell. They wanted a cheap source of energy for Revachol West. Needless to say, things didn't work out.
What is a particle decay generator?
A primitive nuclear reactor, also called a pile.
Okay, so it fell then.
An emergency valve defect resulted in steam pressure blowing the turbine, taking the fuel containment vessel up in the explosion. Both the faulty design and lack of finances contributed to the catastrophe.
So about this ERB you spoke of.
We were an all-volunteer force, self-organised, tried to help the fire brigades contain the spill.
On the patch, gamma radiation lines crossed with a red drop of blood.
I lived by the river since I was a small boy. The Esperance. Didn't have the art to let it all go to shit without trying to do something to help out. There wasn't much the volunteer force could do, however. We wasted years in the river mud. Years getting sick.
That's been tough. Really hard to clean up.
There's a reason why everyone's tried to forget any of it ever happened. And why no one has tried to repair or replace the pile. So much disappointment. And early deaths. Cancer mostly. And we knew all that was coming even as we were cleaning up as best we could.
So whose fault was it that the generator failed?
No one's. Everyone's.
He shakes his head.
So much bitterness.
A bunch of poor people built themselves a primitive nuclear reactor, hoping for the best. What do you think is going to happen?
So how did you go from that to this?
The cleanup happened 15 years ago. I was young then. Later, my second aunt died. Left me this shack and all the assorted junk in it. So I came to Martinez. People told me don't go there. It's a shithole. I said, people, we just had a nuclear pile meltdown. I'm gonna get as far away from Forburg as I can. Still in the same city, but...
Shrugs. Oh, thank you for that.
I like the theory more than the story. Outward movement, not vortices.
Yeah, you gotta get in on those vortices, my man.
The movement support should play this tape, right?
Of course. It's in working order still, isn't it? Just pick your tape and set it spinning. It all starts with the tape.
Care to share some of those parallel with me?
You said you'd done it before, yeah?
The lieutenant steps away, pretending to admire some of the knickknacks on display. Looks like he doesn't want to get involved. Go ahead then, he thinks. As long as you can walk straight, I don't care. He won't be your nog, but he won't be thrilled about this either.
I haven't, but don't worry, I can take it.
If you say so. Here you go, man.
Yes, darling. That's the coalition government ordained Parolidon. Straight into your gut.
Change of mind. I wanted to take it.
I respect your decision, officer. What else can I help you with?
That's about the gun again.
Sure thing. You were adamant about and I don't like keeping guns around the shop for long. Off the charts photon emissions. My apologies, officer.
A needle in a haystack. There is nothing you can do about it right now.
She didn't seem like a
So
policeman.
this is it.
Right, so let me get this right. You sold your sidearm, issued by the citizens' militia, and now a civilian is running around the streets of Martinez with it? It's possible in these parts of town. We ought to find her and discourage her from taking justice into...
Sure, man.
So it's not her then, because from the sounds of that, I think it was the Cherry the Skull, the one that lives in the gold bunker. Maybe if I get the paint off, she'll give me the gun or whatever it is, but I don't know. I thought it was her. I don't think there's anything else I can do around here. Can't obviously do anything with that. Put a sign down. Over here. Just you two. I'll talk to you guys. Oh. This spirited chirps and clacks and swallows fills the air.
Vigilance officer? What can this old carabiner do for you?
I saw the statue in the roundabout.
Ah, yes! King Philip III, on his steed. A reminder of what Revachol once was.
Oh, absolutely. At the mercy of a cocaine-snorting tyrant who emptied the treasury so he could sleep on a bed of gold.
Cocaine? Cocainum? Sounds like our kind of king. And just imagine what kind of cocaine a king would have had.
A superpower, feared and respected. A testament to what this country can be under the leadership of a true king. Someone who knows how to rule.
Let's talk about something else.
Right.
Should we play a crater?
Yes. The terrain here provides an interesting variety to a familiar game.
Do you know what created it?
I do. Fire from heavy artillery.
Okay, it's currently left by... Okay, why?
Why what?
Why was it used?
Because that's what happens when communists hijack your country, execute your supreme leadership, and turn your capital into a slaughterhouse. You use heavy ordnance to clean up your home.
Did you fire artillery fire against them?
Sadly, no. It was the foreigners who brought them to their knees. We fought valiantly. Too valiantly. So valiantly we got licked. Should have fought dirty, like they did with their suicide sex cult propaganda.
What?
And mad anarchist women strapped to shrapnel bombs. We didn't though, and we lacked caliber. God bless him, but the suzerain's cannons simply weren't big enough.
It was probably a bit more complicated than that.
Why here in Martinez?
Because this place is a damn beachhead. Had to soften the commies up first.
Beachhead?
Yes. The military coordinated amphibious landing to take back Revachol. Martinez was used as one of the 3 footholds in Revachol during Operation Deathblow in 08. The other 2 are off in Stella Maris and the Delta.
We'll just not full fleet. No, we'll check out a look at the crater.
This here is Blood Ground, where coalition boots first made landfall and cleaned those rabid dogs out. Most likely, We're playing pétanque on their mangled corpses.
Blood ground. You got old René going there. Like he isn't hungry enough already.
I suppose it's the wall damage, I guess.
Damn right, son. They laid the fire of hell on this city before they stormed it. And it worked, too.
The strange gleam is, though.
The rest of the city got cleaned up, but Martinez they keep as a monument. And now the Union Socialists are practically running the place.
He says there's a dark shadow running across his face.
Well, it's your own damn fault. You, we, the coalition, Revachol, whoever you want to blame, never finished the job. Officially, the party never surrendered. Of course they still hold influence.
You don't even begin to truly understand the players on the table, let alone the specific circumstances surrounding the... What do you think?
Thinking men have opinions on these things. Present one.
Double down with this one. I don't think I just do.
I'm just so damn sorry it had to be the coalition.
Sorry about
After 8 years of fighting those hyenas, boiling cats for food and drinking piss in the mountains, I would have preferred if the Right Honorable King Guillaume returned to Revachol. Or even if that damn clan Frisel had risen from the grave and led us. Sadly, that was not the case. Instead, all that is just, holy, and beautiful in the world was wiped away, and now it's neon signs with toothpaste ads everywhere. Foreign influence peddling garbage and stupid music on the radio. This is just what the commies wanted. This was their plan all along. This is what they wanted to replace the role of the suzerain with.
What exactly is suzerain?
The suzerain is the king. Has everyone forgotten already? They forgotten already. It's no use talking to you. You were still in Daddy's balls when it happened. When we took our last stand against the Fifth and rode the cavalry straight into gunfire.
Okay, tell me, tell me about this rifle.
It's a Bell McGrave, 4.46 caliber, breech loading, Revachol made. Good weapon, accurate and reliable.
His moves are quick and precise as he first checks the weapon, then aims it at the sea. This man knows firearms intimately.
This one's inoperable. The bolt spring is missing and the mechanism is jammed shut. Still a beauty. Where did you find her?
Basement there.
I'm not surprised. There are probably lots of forgotten wartime weapons lying around here. Back in the day, everyone had something stashed. As for the rifle, I don't know what else to tell you. These BM-446s are an antique. No one uses them anymore. The ammunition is impossible to find.
Nope. Right.
I have really outdone myself.
Yes, that's what you need, Gaston. More padding on that fat arse of yours. I hope your heart gives out.
René, it's a little pleasures. Life doesn't need to be a struggle. Hello, officer. How might I be of assistance on this fine day?
Bother that. I guess, man, I know. I'm not sure now. So there was a dumpster I couldn't open. I think it was this one over here. No, I opened that one.
The trash container. The smell of rotten food rises to greet you. You see soggy cartons, dirty rags, and organic waste. The container sounds a muffled gong.
Does what? Sound about. Yeah. So where is... Kieran's gonna have a fucking heart attack. What's the matter with Kieran now? It's probably on fucking speed again here. Yeah. So I'll need my flashlight, and I'll need my blah blah. Oh, okay. I was there anyway. What does this get me? I can't. Oh yeah, right there. That's downstairs. I don't remember what this was. Yeah, I don't think there's anything else is there. No. I'm not sure where I'm going. I think most of it is a case of just trying to hook up checks and all that, isn't it? Yeah. Yeah, I think I'm done for today. I think what I might do is I might have a think about what I'm doing, rewatch some of my older stuff, see if we've got any leads with play. Let's have a quick look at my journal. So doomed commercial area, that's I need the pry bar for that. Oh yeah, I need to, yeah. No idea on that one. Oh, that's just... Not sure about that one. I mean, I've tried to badge. Yeah, gotta wait for that one to get across there. And that one I've got to find that one out. Need the badge. Ah, I can talk to yeah. So let's have a chat to this guy at the kitchen to call it a day there. I could try and go for that one. Actually, no. No, because I think it's empathy, isn't it? And I can't reopen empathy easily. So let's see if the guy in the kitchen's here. I've got a feeling he doesn't speak, so...
You see a heavy steel door with a prominent dim. You see a heavy old cobalt paint. It leads to a side building. The door does not.
Okay.
The man ponders his cooking utensils and gives you a little nod, acknowledging your presence.
Leah says you're friends with Mananara, is that true?
The mention of Manana gets his attention. He smiles and delivers a whole slew of unfamiliar words and lively gestures. Then he falls silent again.
What's in the pot, bud?
The man says a couple of sentences in that strange language of his and then seems to wait for you to speak. I'm pretty sure he asked you a question. He doesn't know your language. You can just say something cool in return.
Yes.
Horse need more vodka?
Okay, so it's vodka that keeps the men happy and in good spirits. Clever move by the Union.
Of course, vodka. Now that makes a very, very special borscht indeed. Turn it up and then ask for some yourself. Turning it up seems like a dangerous idea, honestly. The place is a powder keg.
No vodka.
The cook gives you a long, disappointed look, then turns the stove off and seems to wait for you to speak.
Right, so what else we do? So God would have unlocked the room. I don't think we're not going to sleep now, obviously. It's way too early. But where would the badge be?
You should pick that fat, juicy cigarette butt from the tray, light it up, and smoke the living shit out of it.
My smoker.
Who knows what you are? A monster, a murderer, the gnome of Jeroma? You feel like a smoker, especially when you look at that juicy, succulent, seductive cigarette stub, still smoldering deliciously.
She broke it at the filter. I can't smoke that.
How very astute of you. This renders it ineffectual. You should look for a whole cigarette, or better yet, an entire pack. Strike that. A carton. Make sure they're all healthy and able-bodied. Then smoke them all.
I'll think about it.
Good. Thinking about yummy cigarettes in your mouth is the next best thing. Make sure you think about juicy sticks of tobacco all the time, though. It doesn't count if it's not all the time. And when you're done thinking about them, graduate to getting them. Plus, smoking them gives massive bonuses.
You would say that. It's addictive. No. Right, now before we go any further there. Yes. Why would I? Sure. Tell me if there's anything else we're doing. That's the one, yeah. Tell me some way of opening that door.
A mirror hangs on the bathroom wall. In it, your face.
Mirror no for now. I don't have any points. Oh, yeah, the one. Okay, cool.
This door can only be opened with a key. Still nothing. The lieutenant gives you a quick glance.
Okay, I've got to call it down spinner wheels. So, obviously, tomorrow is when it's going to. I mean, in game. So the thing opens up. I don't know what else to do it now. I know, so then. We're pretty much limited to around here. Oh, yeah, suggestion, yeah. Because I don't know if I can do anymore because he's not there. Barbell, we know. Map wall, yeah. Alright. Let's say some of those I've done, or they're just not there anymore. No, we're not going to use any charge. I'm going to end it there, I think, because I say I'm just to the point where I'm not sure what I'm doing and I need it. I'm just running around trying to talk people hopelessly hoping for things. So with that auto save, we are going to shave the game and call it that. And hopefully we actually get someone towards actually solving the bloody case next time. Oh, we won't. We probably won't.